Hey, I am with the perhaps number one answer to an all-time sports trivia question if you're a Wabash College athletic fan, right? Who scored more points in the Super Bowl, the whole University of Alabama or Pete Metzelaars when he was with the Buffalo Bills? And the answer is
What? Really?
you are the answer. Pete Metzelaars, Buffalo Bills.
Well, I know I have the first ever touchdown for the Carolina Panthers. So
That's
I
right.
caught Jim Kelly's first ever NFL pass. So got a couple of memorable moments.
You're the answer to multiple trivia questions. Pete, I'm recording this because the college decided to make Old Wabash the theme for the 2025 homecoming. And I recall many years ago, you told me a story about singing Old Wabash that it just made me smile. Um, and if you don't mind, I want to roll back to 1982. What a year for you, right? You win a
Long,
national
long time
championship
ago.
in basketball. You have all these tryouts. You're drafted by the Seahawks, and then you fly out for summer camp. Where were you and what was going on back then? It was a different era, wasn't it?
It was a huge different. It's completely different. And yeah, you sign your contract for you think it's a whole bunch of money, and now you look back and you're going, oh my gosh, how do we live on that money? So, but it was a roller coaster ride of emotions and ups and downs, and winning a national championship and then getting drafted, and then where in the world is Seattle? I didn't even know where Seattle was. You got to look on a map, and it's like you go out to Seattle, and then we go to training camp in Cheney, Washington, which is over on the eastern side of the state of Washington, and it's about 6 hours away from Seattle. And it's out in the middle of nowhere, and there's nothing going on there. And it was a wild time, and for a little kid from Wabash College, it was like, where in the world am I, and what am I doing right now?
Yeah. And of course, back then, there was a lot more, let's just say, hazing going on than there is today, right?
Well, there was, at the end of the dining hall, they had a platform set up with a little goalpost back behind it, and during lunch and dinner, the veterans would go, "Hey, get so and so, get up there and sing us a song." And so we were the lunch and dinner time entertainment for the veterans guys, and so and you didn't know what was going into it, so all of a sudden we're rookies, and all of a sudden you start finding out you're getting called up to sing and stuff, and so there's a bit of panic going, okay, what songs do I even know? And it's like you got the Beverly Hillbillies theme song, you got the you got different themes, Gilligan's Island theme song, and you go, what can I sing? What do I know? And so I didn't know all the words to Old Wabash, but I knew the chorus. Um, and because I was a GDI, so we didn't have to learn all the verses. We just learned the chorus or whatever because we heard it all the time. And so at one point I was like, I don't know if it was my first time or second or third. I don't even know what it was, but I broke out, the chorus to Old Wabash, and it didn't go over real well because no one had ever heard it. They hadn't heard it. They didn't know what it was, and about halfway through, you got a good react. You usually got a reaction, positive or negative, and they're like, boo, sit down, sit down, sit down. And so it was like, okay, good. You know, I fulfilled my obligation to have to sing for a little bit, and but they didn't really take to Old Wabash very well.
And it was probably the first time anybody in Eastern Washington had ever heard the song, right?
Oh, it was the first time any of them had ever heard that song. They had no idea where it was and where it came from, or or even where the school is, or it's funny. Even announcers on TV, you think the name of Wabash College is Tiny Wabash College
That's right.
is the full name of the school. Because every time oh, Pete Metzelaars, he's from Tiny Wabash College, and it's like that's not the name of the school. It's not Tiny Wabash College. It's actually just Wabash College.
Yeah. Hey, Pete, I want to ask you one more question. And I wish I thought of this before, but it's nothing surprising. In recent years, the football team, home games, away games, wherever, when they have their little huddle after the game at midfield, they were addressed to go to the Wabash stands and they will sing Old Wabash to the whole crowd.
I'm
It's a
glad I didn't
tradition.
have
It's a tradition that they started years ago.
yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to do that because number one, my wife tells me I sing horribly. So, I tell her I make a joyful noise, but, and then I would have had to learn all the words to it. Instead of, well, usually what I did was, oh, Wabash, dear old Wabash, no sons. So I kind of mumbled through the verses, and then I could sing the chorus.
Yeah. Well, Pete, thanks for taking time away from your grandson's baseball game today to chat. Really
Away
appreciate
we
it.
go. Yep. Yeah. It's just another, another grandson. And we're headed to a soccer game after this. So here we
Have a
go.
great Saturday.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
John. Take care. All right. See ya.
From the hills of Maine to the western plain, and where the cotton is blowing,